Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review WWE Studios and Stephen Merchant's Fighting With My Family. And this is about WWE wrestler Paige and her rise. And I have to say, this film really hit home for me because from probably late middle school all the way up through now, I've been a big fan of pro wrestling. And I've been watching this since I was in 8th grade, and I haven't missed a WrestleMania probably since my sophomore year of high school. And that feeling of that connection to this film really made this a film that I had to go see. And not gonna lie, I was sitting watching Monday Night Raw with my friends when Paige debuted and beat AJ Lee and won the WWE Divas Championship the night after WrestleMania, and I remember that. And I was really excited to see this film. I thought it was extremely intriguing that they got Stephen Merchant to write and direct this film, and one of the creators of the original Office and producers of the US-made Office. And this film is really funny, really heartwarming, has some emotional impact, and is a true underdog story. I do have to say, it's interesting watching this knowing like her actual story and like the actual details of how things went, and trying to take that away because it's a film, it's fully dramatized and takes a lot of liberties with the story. But I think one of my favorite things, just to talk quickly, is Stephen Merchant brings a great wit to this film in his writing and his direction. And is this the most inspired direction or cinematography? Not really, but the thing is, on that technical aspect, it doesn't stand out as super special, but everything else about this film is super special, and I really appreciate. And yeah, it could get a little cliched and generic. You know where this film is going, but along the way, there's a lot of unexpected nature about this, and that heavy metal attitude in this is great, and how the Knights really don't pull any punches. And this film doesn't pull any punches in showing how this family really is, because they're not super high glossy. They're a little dirty and a little gritty. Actually, a lot gritty. They have a lot of grit, this family, and you really get a sense of really getting to see how this film portrays this family is really inspired, and they're an interesting bunch of characters to follow along with, and you really get to see behind the curtain of WWE, which usually they don't do that so much and break kayfabe. Not going to get into a whole lot of wrestling terminology here, but the idea is this cast, though, really sells this film. And obviously The Rock pops in and he's super charismatic because he's the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, because that's The Rock, and he pops up and he does exactly that. Vince Vaughn is a really good character in this film, and he's funny and has like a little hard edge to him in terms of this trainer that he plays. But really getting to the main cast, and Lena Headey and Nick Frost are great as the parents in this film, and they have some great chemistry together. They're hilarious, but also they have a side to them that makes them really interesting. Jack Lowden is really fantastic as Zodiac Zack, Paige's brother in this film, and he has some really hard emotional moments, and he's a great young actor. But Florence Pugh really carries this film, and this is her film to carry, and she is fantastic, and I've seen her in a few films up to this point. I remember seeing her in Lady Macbeth, but most recently her playing the lead in like some other more recent films, and she's fantastic, and I absolutely love her in this film, and she does such a great job and really carries this film. And she brings a lot of emotion, and you really feel for her in this film, and I want to see her in more things. And this film is one of those like underdog feel good kind of Rocky films. And I really love this film. It hit me on so many levels. And I feel like this film can really grab you even if you're not a fan of pro wrestling. Because it really is about family and being an outcast. And if you've ever felt that way, that's what Paige was sold on. She's like the anti-diva. And she was the start of that. And now women's wrestling the way that it is like they're serious. And might headline WrestleMania this year, and I really care about women's wrestling, and it's taken seriously now by fans and by WWE, and Paige had a lot to do with that. And it's an important film in the world of pro wrestling, but I think it's a great family drama for everybody else, and it's a lot of fun. It has a great humor about it, and it's a feel-good story. I recommend this film for basically anybody. It does, it has some language in it, so just to forewarn you that it gets a little salty at points, but I do really appreciate this film a lot. It's one of my favorite films of the year so far. Comment, let me know what you think, and thank you as always for supporting your Wasteland reviewer.